I've always wanted to have a Bluevine business line of credit, and I said to myself, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it so well that I'll be approved right off the bat, and that's what happens. So I really want to explain to you like how I did everything, the mistakes I was trying to avoid, the best practices I followed, so that you can be approved as well. So the first thing I did was I actually started learning about everything that business that Bluevine stood for, like or stands for. So I went to their website. I called a couple of peeps that I've known back in the days. They have dealt with Bluevine for a while because Bluevine has been around for a while. A lot of folks think of Bluevine as a new business, whatever. No, they've been in this industry doing a couple of things in the business line of credit sort of space for a while now. So I wanted to have a clear idea of what they were really doing. Of course, I did my own research, and so I realized that okay, a lot of information is actually available online because Bluevine is a fintech that's been specializing in offering business line of credit, business lines of credit for a while now. Now they're actually switching a lot. I mean, they're still doing business line of credit, but now they're switching a little bit in terms of business banking because they realize they need extra cash. So they're trying to incentivize depositors and small businesses to actually open a business bank account with Bluevine, so Bluevine can use the cash to actually lend to other borrowers because ever since they have been actually relying on lines of credit from their investors, including Citibank, by the way, and so now they want to change a little bit. So to qualify for a business line of credit, you really need to be in business for at least 24 months. You actually need to be a corporation or LLC. So if you are an LLC, if you are a partnership, a ALP, you're good to go. If you're a C corp, if you're an S corp, you're good to go. You need to have no bankruptcy in the past 3 years. In other words, you should not have any bankruptcies in the last 3 years. And you have to be in good standing with your Secretary of State because Bluevine will ask you to provide a certificate of good standing. So make sure you have that. And other requirements, you got to have $40,000 in monthly revenue, 625 minimum in terms of personal FICO score, and you have to have a direct link. You have to allow Bluevine to have a direct link to your business checking account or statements because they want to see things from the source. Okay, so this is how they roll. And one of the things I realized when I was, because I was really saying, I was telling myself, okay, that's pretty good. It looks like I qualify for a Bluevine business line of credit. But then I wanted to see the limitations because Bluevine is not all perfect. I mean, they have some restrictions. And I wanted to know more about the restrictions before paying attention to the benefits because sometimes, when you actually spend more time on the benefits, you actually have your hope and your expectations sort of heightened, right? You bring your expectations up. And then you get disappointed. Something happens, your ass is rejected, and you hate the lender. But it's not the lender really. The lender is telling you how they roll. The lender is telling you, hey, listen, this is our policy. Either you comply or you don't comply. So I wanted to know. So Bluevine does have some limitations. So they don't actually offer business line of credit for certain industries and in certain states. I want to first start with the states. So there are 3 ineligible states. So you have Nevada, you have North Dakota, and you have South Dakota. I mean, I don't know why, but I guess it has to do with the banking regulations in those 3 states. I actually I want to say hi to my people there in Nevada, South and North Dakota, lovely states. But here are the ineligible industries. You have illegal gambling, pornography and paraphernalia, political campaigns, firearms and paraphernalia, illegal substances. Other controlled substances include medicinal marijuana, cannabis, and hemp, and paraphernalia. So you have financial institutions and lenders, including insurance, penny auction companies, and cryptocurrency, donation-based nonprofits. You have like auto dealerships. This one was a little surprising to me that Bluevine will not actually fund an auto dealership. I was really confused, and I asked around. They couldn't give me like a very a really clear answer. So That's one thing that I did. So the first thing I did was I wanted to learn more about Bluevine. So I asked questions around, so I know their conditions. The second thing is I wanted to know the limitations. I wanted to know the things that, thank God my business is not in those eligible industries that I just told you about. No, we don't do none of that. And so I was really happy. I was relieved and happy that, okay, well, now we can proceed to the next step, right? So the thing here is that if you want to apply for a business line through Bluevine, you want to actually follow the step-by-step they have. And basically, it's a very simple step-by-step, nothing complicated. So what they do is they first try to pre-qualify you. They first want to see that, you can get a business line of credit through their pre-qualification process, which is fun. It's a win-win for you because for them, it's a way to gauge interest, whether you are an interested small business owner, and for you, it's just a way to see how much you could qualify for without risking your FICO score. So this is kind of cool. And so the whole thing takes about 2 minutes. Bluevine has made a big effort in making sure that the whole process takes less than 2 minutes. Obviously you have to provide data later on in the process, but to start with, they're really making things a lot easier for you. Okay. And the cool thing about Bluevine, that's what I realized. Was that I could actually request and receive funds in as fast as 24 hours. I was very happy. I'm like, whoa, boy, I could use this cash for a lot of things in my business right now. We are like kind of low when it comes to cash. So I was thinking, listen, instead of wasting my time while applying for business loans here, business loans there, I could just get a Bluevine business line of credit. I should be good to go, right? And so once you actually sign up, you get immediate access to your Bluevine digital dashboard where you can draw funds and schedule payments. And as you make payments, your line will replenish. This means what? More money to put back into your business. So that's kind of cool. So all you have to do is number one, you want to provide your business info. So I give all the info they asked me. So be sure to gather relevant documents such as your tax ID, EIN before you start, because they will ask you anyway. So you need to have on hand your business name, your business address, your tax ID/EIN, your annual revenue, and the information about your existing financing. So if you have outstanding business loans and business line of credit, Bluevine wants to know about it. And the second thing you have to do here is that, so first step, you need to provide your business info, basic info. Next, you need to connect your bank account. So connecting your business bank account is a fast, secure, and very easy. Bluevine just want to cover their asses. Okay, so they'll ask you to go through a third-party software called Plod or Plaid, whatever. I think it's Plod, and so you are able to connect your bank account. So Bluevine will have direct visibility into your business finances. The thing I realize is that if you do not do that connection, Bluevine ain't really talking to you. They're not talking to you. It's like the whole process stops there. If you do not allow them to have insight into your business banking directly, like they don't trust those bank statements that you print out and you just send to them. Like people have known to actually be fraudulent on that front. And the thing is that you don't want to wait 30 days to verify the financial situation of a business. With direct access, what Bluevine is doing is that they are really peeking into your money, like into your cash inflows and cash outflows in real time. This is actually the price to pay if you are trying to get a Bluevine business line of credit. So if you don't like it, that's fine. Now, besides providing your business details, they also want you to provide your personal details. So they'll ask you questions about yourself, so they can do a soft check on your personal credit. So again, you will now have a hard pull, you have a soft pull. So they'll ask you for your full legal name, your address, your phone number, your date of birth, your social security number, the percentage of the business that you own, and information about any any beneficial owners of your business. Like Bluevine is just trying to have a clear idea about whom they're dealing with. Like they want all the important people in your business. Okay. And then the next thing you have to do here is to verify your information. So what will happen here is that Bluevine will work to verify your information, And in the meantime, what will happen here is that they will send you an email confirming your application was submitted successfully. What I love through the process is that Bluevine really kept a transparent line of communication with me at all times. At all times, like they weren't playing games. They were very straightforward, and they were communicating with me, telling me what I have to do. And they actually like you will receive an email with updates about your application status. And so Bluevine will let you know if they need any additional info. If they do, you can actually submit them via your digital dashboard, because once you actually start the application process, you have an account and you have a dashboard, and that dashboard provides everything you need to know about the Bluevine process. And one thing I realized, I got approved, and as I started using my Bluevine line of credit, I realized that there are ways for me to actually increase my line of credit. Because they will give you something that is below $250,000. But if you want to qualify for more funds, you have to really do two things. You have to build account history with Bluevine, so they know, okay, you are actually safe, you are actually eligible, like you're actually legit. The second thing is you need to be really good in terms of like improving your business revenue, your business KPIs, like key performance indicators, right? That's what I did. I said to myself, okay, we need to grow sales. I spoke to my team. I said, listen, we need to grow sales. We need to actually grow revenue, not just revenue, but also the net income. We need to grow our customer base. We want to have more customers, and we're actually communicating all those details we are communicating all those details to Bluevine. You might think, well, this is like too like they're very, very, very I don't know how to say it. Like, they don't have to know all about your business. But hey, listen, the thing is, if you want Bluevine to give you the cash you need, you better let them know. Like, you better let them know, hey, listen, here's what we're doing. Here's we just need to make sure that you all know about how well the business is doing. Okay. And so if you want to qualify for more funds through Bluevine, make all your current payments on time. You want to demonstrate business growth by showing an increase in income, and you want to submit a tax return or balance sheet. So this is kind of important. And so you need to actually all along make sure that you maintain a strong financial standing vis-a-vis Bluevine. So when we talk about what I realized was that when I was actually thinking, when I was researching the proper word, the proper definition of a financial standing, I realized that financial standing includes like your FICO score. You have your financial your financials, your four financials, so your four financial statements. So FICO score, financial statements, business plan. Business plan has no direct numerical data, but it gives the idea, like your strategy to increase your business performance in the future. So this will help Bluevine actually confirm your business eligibility for their line of credit. Okay. I want to insist on one thing that I found during my research and my subsequent approval was that when making timely payments is so critical. It has gotten to a point where I was just like, wow, it's kind of crazy, because what happens with Bluevine is that if you miss your payments only once, what will happen here is that your line of credit will be put on hold until a catch-up payment is made. And because they are really like monitoring credit like crazy. Okay. And what you want to do here is if you get approved, thank God you get approved for a Bluevine business line of credit. Before you draw funds, make sure that you make sure that you read or you pay attention to the amount that Bluevine is communicating to you in terms of what your repayment amount will be, so you can plan your budget and make sure you can repay your line into the future, right? It's one of those things where financial planning is really quite essential, because I've seen that with Bluevine, they were really, really adamant and making sure that you actually comply with the regulations all the time, not just once, but all the time. So my thing is, let me ask you a question. What is your cash situation? Are you having a good cash situation? Like, What about your cash inflows and cash outflows? So think about that. Like, you have to think about whether or not your cash situation is good, because we're not talking about making revenue. Making revenue is good, but does that revenue corresponds to cash inflows? Like, are your customers paying on time? Because sometimes you can have a lot of revenue. Like, you can say, you know what, I'm showing revenue of $1 million, and I'm showing net income of $100,000, but in terms of cash, I'm showing only 25,000. It's simply that, like, this gap is because customers they have delays in paying you. And also, here is another decision time for you. And the thing is, you got to have a decision time in terms of, do you want to proceed with Bluevine business line of credit, because they have their own way of rolling. They do the things their way, and they've been doing this thing that way for the last, who knows, 10 years. So can you actually fit into that model? Do you like that? So this is a decision time for you to know and to say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. Okay. Another thing I want to talk to you here is that you really want to communicate with Bluevine. If you have an existing business line of credit with them, make sure that you communicate at all times. Anytime you want to have a financial commitment elsewhere, whether it is in whatever deal you are working on, it can be co-application, it can be you want to talk to Bluevine. You want to talk to them before you apply for a loan elsewhere. And this is important because taking on additional debt can affect your ability to make repayments and can negatively impact your Bluevine line of credit, leading to your account being put on hold, right? So they're just trying to monitor credit. They're trying to cover their asses. And no, you can't blame Bluevine for that, because they are looking at your DTI, they're looking at the amount of cash you have to pay whatever you have with the Bluevine, with whatever line of credit you have with them, and they're just trying to cover their business. That's all, So, and what you want to do is you want to contact Bluevine before applying for another loan elsewhere, and then you can discuss options and help, and find out. You can understand how additional debt could impact your Bluevine line of credit, and together with Bluevine, what will happen here is that you can actually work out the best path forward for your business. And I encourage you to do that, okay? Because you can increase the same way you can increase your credit limits. The same way you can actually reduce it too, or you can put your account on hold. In all cases, it's just better to have, like, let's say, to increase your line of credit through Bluevine, because that way they know you're doing all your business with them, or part of, like, most of your business with them. So at least they know, okay, based on your account history, you can qualify for more. Based on your performance, your company's performance, you can apply for more, or we can give you more money, right? And so that's one thing, because the bottom line here is you need to actually maintain consistent financial activity and deposits in your linked account. So if they see that, if they see those two elements, they will actually proactively increase your limit. And you can also request a review of your credit line increase by contacting Bluevine. You can do so through your dashboard, or you can do so by calling them directly. Okay. The bottom line here is that Bluevine will really work with you. That's what I realized. I was so happy. Like, they've been working with me like crazy. Like, they're not crazy, but they really have been helping me out. They've been doing a lot of stuff for me. So I was very happy. Overall, I should say that I was very happy about how the whole thing went. So that was just fantastic.